All right, so we're here at Whatever by Hektek. Thank you, Raw, for the name. I already got the dude making the little shit logo and all that, so I'm already popping on that. Uh, my name's Hektek from Hektek Desires, videographer, photographer, talent producer in the adult industry. Was gracious enough to be able to get my own radio show and podcast here. So I'll go ahead and let my guests introduce themselves. First, ladies go first. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Quinn Marie, Quinn the Pawg. I couldn't pick a name, clearly. I live in DC. I'm an aspiring amateur porn star, but I'm trying to fake it till I make it. So I'm trying to do this shit like legit. I even have like the little like solo spot in my house to I'm going for the gold here. So yeah, I live in DC, 36, really cute muscle mommy.
Okay. Okay. I need to know what the muscle mommy thing
I
is.
definitely was about to ask, what does that mean for sure?
It's like a older, I would say older woman. I'm 36, so I'm kind of on the cusp of like MILF and like playing younger. But I am a competitive power lifter, so I am like, a little bit jacked. So the muscle mommy thing is sort of like dominant mom, older woman, muscular. I really want to get into like fetish wrestling too. That's something I'm trying to get into. If you know anyone who does fetish wrestling, like please let me know. Because
Yo, we could
otherwise
do
I'm
that
just
when you
like,
come here.
what?
We could do that when you come here.
Hell yeah, I'm so down. I need to actually like learn how to do it safely too, is the other thing. I'm not trying to kill anybody.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's more of a more of a dance, if you will, especially if you're gonna do
Okay.
the mixed wrestling and all that. It's more of a playful, I'll slam you down, you slam me down type of joint, and then us just almost like if you watch Evolve fights, you would get kind of the gist of it. They're not going full speed, they're not colliding together. It's not competition, what I mean? It's more of a playful thing here and there. So yeah, we could definitely do that when you come down.
Hell yeah, I'm stoked. But yeah, that's me.
All right. Um, Joining us right now is my co-host for the night, Kris. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi. Hi everyone. I'm Kris. I'm from Texas. I live in Austin, Texas right now. And I'm a little new at this podcast topic or discussions or whatever, but I'm excited to be here. So happy to have you.
All right. And then last but not least, we have Raw. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's popping, good people? I'll be your boy, Raw Asas, co-host of the It's a Savagely Raw Morning Show right here on Opulence motherfucking radio. Also the host of All on the Table podcast on all major streaming platforms. New episodes coming soon. Don't ask me for them. I'll let y'all know when they get here. It is what it is.
All right. So, like he said, we are on Oculus Radio, which is an online app. If you can't find it through the App Store or the Play Store, go ahead and look into the browser history. It will pop up. Just look for like a purple mic thing, and that'll be it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this hard hitting question at first, mostly geared for the ladies, but I threw something out there early this today and I'm getting mixed responses. So I want to hear your ladies' take on it. Do you
Okay.
care if when you getting your pussy eaten for a dude to spit on it?
No, I don't care.
When yeah,
And
it feels.
What do you say?
I said it feels the same either way.
if it's
No,
wet,
I
it's wet.
no,
Water is wet.
I don't understand it. Like women feel like it's ultimately disrespectful for a man to spit on the pussy while he's eating it.
No, I wouldn't call it disrespectful. I don't like the whole spitting in the mouth thing. That's not really what I would touch on. But down there you can do you. You know what I'm saying?
And I was also thinking too, how would you know unless the dude like, huh, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Well,
how
you
would you
can
know
hear it
he's
though
spitting on
too.
it? Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, you just know he's spitting it. You know what? You don't know what he's doing.
If he's hawking a loogie, like get the fuck out of
Right?
there.
But
Fuck
we're not
off.
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
Marcus.
getting it from the. We're
Wow.
not talking about getting it from the stomach though. We just talking about a little,
Wow.
somebody have to wet mouth.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's disrespectful. Yeah, it's fine for me too.
So I'll read some of the comments that I've gotten from it. Okay, so y'all know I'm not bullshitting about women just not liking this shit. So one of the comments is like, I don't like that at all. This is a fucking prize. You don't spit on prizes.
I like that
She may be a
energy.
closeted.
I like the energy, yo.
Okay.
I fucks with it. I fucks with it. Real, you know what I mean? So then I was like, so you don't want no one giving you sloppy head? And she's like, nah, don't spit on it to get sloppy. If you know what you're doing, it's already gonna be like that.
I guess that's fair.
So I fucked with that. Another girl says turn off. Someone else says, if you spit on it, we go together. Now you're gonna be stepdaddy.
Hey, yo.
Period. Okay.
Hey,
She's
yo.
locking that in. She's
Yeah,
locking that in for sure.
right. Girl said these women are boring. I love that shit. I fucks with
Yeah,
that.
that's a good one. Yeah.
A dude commented. I don't know why dudes like to comment on shit that has nothing to do with them, but this dude
All the
says,
time.
personally, though I'm not a female, I think it's gross. It also grosses me out to watch a woman spit on her breast.
He like boys.
Thanks for sharing, sir. Noted.
Like I was just like,
It's no other way to sum that up. He likes boys.
I was just like, and the reason I ask this question is because sometimes, you know, when I'm doing my thing, my mouth gets full, and you know, I want to make sure to, you know, put it in there.
I ain't gonna.
I have
I've
done
been
it,
sitting
and then
here.
came and kissed them up. You know what I mean? Afterwards, and poured it in their mouth. But I
I'm
don't
sitting
know.
here thinking to myself, how is it possible not to spit or have some form of spit come out your mouth? And I'm guaranteed
Yeah.
that if I eat it, you're going to taste it. That's guaranteed clockwork. It is what the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
it is.
I mean, yeah, but don't spit it back in my mouth though. I mean, there may not be a lot, but I'm thinking like I don't know why I thought about like if you was to like I would spit it back in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Guys need
So
to
don't spit it back in
swallow.
my mouth.
No,
Guys need to learn how
no,
to swallow. That's what
no,
guys
No,
need to
no,
do.
no. See, now we crossing muddy waters at that point.
no, man, that ain't happening
If you
at
don't
all.
Man.
if you don't want it in your mouth, don't spit it back in my mouth. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
Noted. Gotcha. There ain't
No.
no
Facts.
snowballing going on here.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
nah.
Yeah.
If you snowballing again, you like boys. It is what the fuck it is.
I,
Yeah.
so like, what's the craziest thing a dude has done to you while he was eating you out? Something you like, did like?
All right, we've been honest. I'm like really being honest. I like when a guy is leading me on. You know, he plays with it with his fingers. You know, sticking his finger in there, whatever the case. So you know, I like that. Something I like.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
I just like yeah.
it's like if you go to a restaurant and you get like several different dishes, you're not just eating one dish. Like, you're gonna have all of it. Like, put your fingers in the
Yeah.
butt, put your fingers in the pussy, like get all of
You
it
know
in
what I'm
there.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Reach up there and grab some titties.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
I hear you. I I I am like
Are you
noted.
shocked right now? You
Not
keep
really.
looking from.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, you probably
everyone
heard it all or seen it all.
everyone has their own level of freakness. So, but I have noticed, right? I would think the
Mhm.
earlier, I'll say about 2010 to 2020, it was kind of known that women didn't like to get fingered. Now it's like women are like, no, put your fingers in me.
I think in
It's
my
Okay,
easy
whole
to
what
life,
do wrong.
I've only had one person my whole life like, no fingers. Like, And in my mind, I thought that she was weird. Like, what do you mean? Like, what am I supposed to do with my hands at this point? Like, I'm confused. Like, what am I
That's
doing
true.
here? Like,
Yeah,
I think it's because
lately.
if I'm being, go
Go ahead.
ahead. No, you finish.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think at some point, men didn't. I know for me, men didn't wash their hands. So if I see a man with dirty hands, I'm like, you're not gonna touch that on me. You know what I'm saying? But as you graduate, you get older. I won't necessarily listen. I'm gonna come prepared every time. So I won't want a man to put his fingers in there, but I'm gonna have a toy that he could definitely stick up there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always come prepared.
So you bring your own toys to the event.
that is
For sure.
interesting. That
For
is
sure, for sure.
very interesting right
I've
there.
never done that. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't want to use somebody else's toys. I don't know where they've been. I know
mean,
where
but if
mine's
a
been.
dude has a toy, that's kind of weird unless he's in the industry.
That
I
is a
I have
mean,
a bunch. I have a bunch of toys. I'm gonna be honest. I have gadgets everywhere. So
right.
just in case people in different areas, I could just hit a button, shit comes out, like Inspector Gadget and shit. You know what I mean? So
I feel like
Extra
unless you in the industry or you got a chick that's super freaky, no dude should just have random toys in his house just to have them in his house.
no, I think that is weird.
I've run into a
That
couple
is
of
definitely
men who
jalapeno
said
level
they've
for
already
sure.
had some. Yeah, I've run into a couple of men over the last 5 years. I could say I ran into about 5 of them who said, "Hey, I have my own toy," and da 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 da, and da 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 da. It's always the same story. I bought it new. No one's ever used it. I don't trust that shit. I'm like,
That's because
new
I'm
sex
good.
toys.
and
That's weird
let me ask you a
too.
question. Did he
Exactly.
want you to use it
Yes.
on him?
No, he wanted to use it on me, but I did not.
Okay.
I said, no, I'm good. I got my own. Yeah, never asked you. I probably would have done it though. I'm not gonna lie. Probably would have used it
So
on me.
what if he has a cleaner and all that, and cleaners right in front of you?
No.
Because for me, I do have toys that I use for scenes, but I always like clean it, put a condom on it, and we're good to go.
That's nice. I'll just bring my own. I
Okay.
got it.
I
Hey,
filmed
she
with a
comes out with the
guy.
bag. You know, the whole
Facts.
bag tote come out. She just opens it up, just shit
She
just
got
popping out
she got
everywhere.
the overnight bag and the let's go bag.
Okay, gotta be prepared.
What about you, Quinn? I'm hearing that you're like, damn, this is a good idea. So you gonna start preparing your own bag now too?
No, because I like the only time I use toys is if I'm by myself or if it's for filming. Like if it's for porn, yeah. Like I filmed with a guy recently who he bought a bunch of toys new, brought them. We used them. I took one of them home because I really liked it. And I was like, hey, can I keep this? And he was like, sure. I don't know what he did with the other ones. I think he may have returned them. I mean, that's
You
what
can't
I would
return
do.
them.
Because, well, it was Amazon. I think it was Amazon.
Oh, they're just gonna refund them money. They're not gonna take it back.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say
Maybe
that's
he did
crazy.
that
Like,
then.
yeah,
But
novelty toys, you can't. That's like a big thing. You
even on
cannot return them
Amazon?
shit. Even on Amazon, yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's like returning seafood. Like you can't do that.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you get it from the store, yeah, you can't return it. But I feel like you can return anything to Amazon.
No, so I used to have an online toy store, so I know I had to learn the guidelines and stuff like that. Yeah, once unless it was like it's almost like you have to go on the merit, system, right? So if someone's like, "Oh, this toy doesn't work," then I have to say, "Okay, if this person's telling me the truth, then I have to just send them another one." You know what I mean? I don't
Okay.
want the old one back. I don't know what you did with it. You see what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
when you're dealing with bodily fluids and all that, nah. That's like almost like I remember I got a tooth pull at the dentist, and after the surgery, I was like, "Hey doc, I
Using the
want my
same
tooth."
tool.
And they were like, "Nah." I
Mm-hmm.
was like,
I
"But
did
it's
that
mine. I
too.
want my shit. Like it's mine." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Nah, you can't take it."
It's a biohazard.
Same thing. Same
But
thing
you
with
can
toys.
refund. You can still get a refund though,
You can
right?
refund 100%.
Okay.
You
I
just
hope you
can't.
got a refund.
You just can't send the shit back. And then it depends too. Like people start to get wise on this. So if he always like buys and returns, buys and returns, buys and returns,
Yeah.
it'll eventually be like, all
Um,
right, you do this
What are
way
you
too
doing?
much. What's going on?
Yeah.
So
Hey,
his best bet is just to keep it.
Hectic. I'm curious to know, you still have that website for the toys that you own?
So, so no, I don't, but I do
Okay.
have connects that I can get you some stuff if you need some. So
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can let me know.
Definitely send me that.
I'm a
Yeah.
holler at you because I got something in mind I want to get.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've gotten a couple women some toys after the fact and stuff like that. So yeah, I still dabble in it, but I don't. The store, it was a lot. It was a lot and not enough, ratio return. So I just stopped doing it after a while. It was a lot looking for new toys, putting stuff up, doing this, marketing. So I just got away from
A lot
that.
of work. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of work. I mean, once the websites and stuff up, it's up. It's gonna do what it do. But then sometimes I would not like pay attention. Orders would go unseen. It was just a lot of
Mm.
stuff. So I just stopped doing it. And then the return on the investment's not like your profit margin's not super high unless you
And I
buying
can see
like
that.
super cheap
Yeah.
toys and really marking them up. The profit margin wasn't high like that. Yeah.
I could definitely see that. I could see where it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
even like when I go to like sex toys, I look at certain things and I'm like, I know they had at least marked this up $20 or $10 or $15. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
it's just not worth it. It's really not unless you got a really, really, really great wholesale plug that is like. And most of the time, then you have to buy a lot of stuff in bulk. So then I'm gonna just have shit just sitting here. I don't like doing
Yeah,
that.
boxes of dicks in your closet and shit. Yeah.
Pause. We ain't pausing. We ain't pausing on that one.
That's the pause, but that shit's crazy if you had that. It'd be even
we,
more pause worthy if that was the truth. Like,
right. Well, I
look
don't
in your
have
closet, them shit's just
I don't
falling
have
out. Like,
I don't have boxes, but I do have some. Like I said, I have some stuff around. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, when I come to Tampa, I'm not coming to your house. It is what it is.
well, I have a snake too.
Don't
I'm
open
sure
the
you can spit in the
closet.
snake.
Yeah, pause on that one too, nigga.
All right. So we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna play a couple songs here. Check out Whatever by Hektek. It's gonna be on Opulus Radio. We're gonna be streaming. Well, we're not gonna be streaming, but Opulus Radio is gonna be streaming 24/7, whether it's music, some shows, case in point, like Savagery Raw in the morning, and some other ones coming this way. So we're gonna have to play some hits. I'm feeling like dance hall right now, so that's why I'm gonna be playing this whole show. So y'all just deal with it. We got a lovely pan of people from every different walks of life. Uh, Co-host for the night, Kris. Special guest, we have Quinn, Raw Asas. We're gonna go ahead and get in our next segment. We're gonna keep it raw, keep it gully, and do what we do. Something that I often run across, especially when I'm advertising or promoting or looking for new talent or people for different projects. I often get what I call pick me's. The people that I say, hey, this is what I got going on. This is, what's available. And go ahead and DM me, right? These same people will read this whole thing and still in the comments be like, pick me, pick me. That annoys me very much so. So I want to ask, who is responsible for contacting whom? Is it the person with the opportunity or the person that wants the opportunity? Go ahead, Kris. Answer this first.
The person who wants the opportunity.
And why you say that?
Because because that shows your determination, it shows your motivation, it shows your ambition, it shows all that, right? And that just shows who type person you are, type person you're gonna work for, type person, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna go far, you're not gonna go far. You're gonna do the best, or you're not gonna do it for half-ass it, or you're gonna, do it to your best ability.
Gotcha. Quinn?
I agree. I agree with Kris. I think if you want something, you ask. And if they say no or they ignore you, then you're right back to where you started if you wouldn't have asked. So what's the harm in throwing it out there? Like I'm like very shameless about like messaging people to work together. I'm just like, hey, what's up? Or like my favorite tactic is to like make a joke and like get the person to notice that I made a joke. And I'm like, see, I gave you something. I gave you a
Right,
little laugh. And then I
right.
can like kind of like sneak in that way. So I think if you want something, just ask. And if somebody says no or they ignore you, then you're what's the difference if you wouldn't have asked, you know?
Yeah. Raw.
Go ahead, say what you was about to say.
I feel like that's on a like a if I want you, Quinn, if I want you on my segment on my show, I'm gonna contact you. But he's asking a group of people. He's asking a number of people. He's asking a whole range of people. He's not just I want you. You know, I'm not. You know, DM you, right? But he doesn't know yet. No one has DM him first. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you want a specific person, then you would, message them. You would take the time out of your day and personally DM them. But if I'm wanting a group of people, if I need different people, and then that would be different. You know, I'm gonna post it to see who follows the simple instructions of, hey, do this thing for me. You know, to see who wants to be on to see who wants to be have that opportunity.
I was definitely gonna say that same thing. I think a lot of times people get caught up in I don't wanna not look cool. So if I respond, I don't look like the cool person. I don't look like the it person. Even though this is something I really want to do. You know what I mean? It could be an opportunity like, fuck, I really want to do this. But if I reach out first, am I still that cool person? Am I still that wanted or needed person? I think a lot of times people's ego will step in the way of a good opportunity, if you will. But then, like Heck said, you got these people where they'll say, pick me. And then you say, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to reach out to you. Now you don't even reach back. So it's
Yeah.
like, what was the point of you even saying that you was down and now you don't want to continue with the conversation? I've been doing podcasting for a couple years now, and a lot of music artists be like, oh, yeah, I want to be interviewed. And it's like, all right, here's what I need. This is what we need to do. And I can see you read my message, but then you don't respond. I did a podcast where I'm interviewing, content creators, stuff like that. And a lot of chicks will be like, oh, yeah, I want to do it. And then you hit them up and they don't, the conversation lasts 6 weeks when we could have had this whole conversation in 30 minutes. And you probably could have got on the show set 5 weeks ago, but your ego makes you feel like I gotta slow the process. I gotta feel needed. I gotta feel wanted. So you saying pick me puts me out there, but that means now they're telling you, yeah, I want to do it, but you gotta beg me for it, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 100%. And I throw this other little segment question out. Like, if I say, hey, I have a gig for X amount of dollars, is it now my responsibility to chase you to give you X amount of dollars? Or is it your
No.
job to chase me to get it?
One thing I damn sure ain't doing is begging you to take my money. Fuck is you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. 100%. So even
Yeah.
for me, like I might
Mm-hmm.
have a passion project for
Yo, hold
a
on.
photo
Time out,
shoot.
ref. Time out, ref. She done smoked 3 different ways, and since we've been on this motherfucker, this is
I know.
bananas.
I fucked up with the
like,
last one. I didn't
like she
actually.
confused like shit. She knows she want to get fucked up, but don't know how. She just like, I'm gonna figure this shit
I
the
love
fuck
a
out.
buffet. I love a buffet.
Yo,
Your girl
that's
loves a buffet.
bananas.
So I have like something, hey, who wants to get published in the magazine? Or I have this, and I will specifically say, DM, I'm not gonna have this long comment back and forth in the comments, right? Especially if it
Mm-hmm.
has to deal with money, because if I throw my whatever my rate's gonna be, someone's gonna be like, oh, that they could make that, you know what I mean? It's gonna be all this trolling shit. So just let's take this shit off. Let's go into DMs. Let's handle business. Let's move on. And just like Ross said, give me a good cool 15. I think me and Quinn spoke, And we kind of narrowed some kind of stuff down within a couple minutes. Like it was just that easy. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's not
Even
that
for her to come
difficult
on the
once
podcast. Like
it's
I
not that
literally,
difficult once the conversation start. You just gotta fucking start the conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I posted something on Twitter and Quinn was like instantly like, yo, how can I, and we narrowed something down. It's like, when can you do it? Boom, 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 boom.
Today.
So
Yeah.
today, right. So it's like it's the same thing. Like me, if someone says, hey, or not even, hey, I need a videographer in XYZ, hit me up immediately. Hey, what's good? That's just me. I've always been like that. You know what I mean? And if the conditions and terms and all that meets my requirements, I'm off to go get that bag or go ahead and do that situation. I've never waited for someone to be like, oh, heck, thank you for commenting. Let me now jump in your DMs and hit you up, because that just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that
You
at
miss
all.
100% of the shots you don't
You
take.
don't take, right, 100%.
There you go.
100%. And I would literally say, and this is another pet peeve of mine. If I say such and such and such, DM me, and you comment back.
Don't fucking comment. Just fucking inbox me.
Right. Or you comment back, DM me. I'm not DMing you. The fuck? Like, you couldn't even follow this instruction and you want me to DM you now? Like, no, that's not. I literally have these messages. I literally have them even today. And I'm just like, if you can't follow simple instruction, I'm not dealing with you.
It's 3 button taps. Like,
facts. When I first started playing underground music on my podcast, I reached out into like a couple like Facebook groups. Hey, I'm looking for underground artists that want to get their music played, want to do interviews, etc., etc., etc. If you are interested, inbox me. That whole thread was full of people putting their music in the thread. Nobody's listening to that shit, for one. Fucking if an actual A&R reach out to you and say, email me this, and you don't email that, they're not even going to respond again. They're going to pretend like you don't fucking exist.
Right.
You know
a
what
lot
it
of
is?
people can't understand that.
You know what the problem is nowadays? It's quick, it's instant gratification. That's what it is. If you want to think about it, it's boiled down to it. It's instant gratification. People want instant gratification. Heck, when you say, hey, DM me, they instantly comment because they feel like commenting first is going to get them in the lead. Instant gratification, right? When you say, hey, I'm looking for an underground artist, they instantly put their link on their thread because they think that you're going to listen to it right then and there, and that they're going to get a response right then and there. They want instant gratification, not realizing that there's a process. You know what I'm saying? You got to play the tape out. You got to let that shit run through, you know?
You don't want to do your part, but you want people to do their part. It doesn't work that way.
And instantly, you're already showing me your comprehension skill is not on par. So it's going to lead to other problems down the road. I might tell you, hey, this is what I need. I might go ahead and then DM you and say, okay, cool, boom, boom, boom. And somehow, some way in the negotiation process, you're not going to be able to comprehend what I'm even saying. So it's going to be a whole mute situation.
See, that's the thing. I'm not going to DM you. I'm not even going to respond.
Oh,
I'm going to pretend like I didn't even see that shit at that point.
So when I first started, I was a little bit more eager. So I used to still do it. Right now, I would legit look at it and keep scrolling. And don't, because it's not on me. I'm good, especially if I'm offering money. I got the money. You need the money. I'm already in a great position.
Facts. Pause.
Right.
How's that a pause moment?
You in a great position? Roger that. Keep
going.
Just keep talking, my nigga.
Have to be in a great position to do what I do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, the instant gratification thing is, I feel like it's just a bigger symptom of social media world. Like, everyone wants that quick, like, dopamine rush. And, like, we all do it. Like, it feels good. But, like, you actually have to think about what the hell you're doing, too. Like, like chasing
I agree,
yeah. Social media has definitely made people feel more important than what they truly are.
Big fucking facts.
You
Big
know,
fucking facts.
you have someone who, case in point, another bad thing that happens to me a lot. I'll put up something, say, hey, I'm looking for models for this type of shoot, that type of shoot, whatever. Someone to comment, I'd be like, they'd be like, yeah, I want a model for you, da da da. I'm like, cool. Have you, have you modeled before? They'd be like, yes. Cool. Do you have an active portfolio? They'd be like, no. When's the last time you shot? 5-10 years ago. Do you have links to this project that you did in the past? No. You're not a model. You someone just took your picture.
Facts.
Yep. Yeah.
That's like me saying I'm a photographer, videographer, but I have no work to show.
It's like me saying I'm a podcaster, but you can't find my podcast nowhere.
Right.
It's not released yet.
Yeah, that's a quick one.
So I'm talking to a
this one
dude
is
at
not
work.
released yet.
So I'm talking to a dude at work, right? And we just bullshitting conversation. He was, I got all these things that I got going on. I'm so busy with this. I'm so busy with that. He was like, oh, I'm a stand-up comedian. I said, oh shit, cool. When's your next show? Oh man, well, I mean, I don't know. I'll let you know. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. So I let it go. So he's still talking. He was like, yeah, because I got this podcast going. I said, oh shit, cool. I got a podcast too, man. You can check me out right here. Where can I see your show at? Oh man, well, I mean, we got one that we working on. Nigga, everything you said you are, you can't show.
Yeah.
Stop saying you are. Say you're an inspiring, or you're thinking about, or you want to do. Stop saying you are if there's no fucking proof. I can't call myself a rapper and never show you a song. A painter and I've never painted shit. You can't stop saying this, people.
And I think that's the problem. It's not even the people that have done it or are currently doing it. They might not just move to a platform or whatever. They're building up their work, right? Because there's people that do that. Let me go ahead and hone my craft. Let me go ahead and be behind the scenes a little bit more. Let me do what I need to do. So once I do release it, I already have this, right? It's more so people that talk about it that are not doing anything.
Right.
I want to be a real estate agent. Oh, you got your license? No. Are you in class? No. Have you talked to a realtor? No.
Do you know what comps are?
Right.
No.
Right. Like, so
do you know the comps on a house? Do you own your house?
Do you
own
a house?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's like, are we just saying shit just so we can seem more important than what we are?
Yes, most people do. Most people want to be the most important. Most people want to be the most important person in the room, the most looked at, the most sought after. But you got to have something for people to seek after you for. It's just that fucking simple, people. And everybody don't have to be that person. You don't have to be that guy or that chick. It's okay to just not be that. It's okay with that.
Yeah.
It's also people want to be seen a certain way and want to be considered something without putting in the work.
100%.
You don't want to do the work, and that's fine.
Agreed.
It's part of the everybody want to be included movement. That's all the fuck it is. Everybody want to be included in every fucking conversation. It's sad as fact. That shit is sad. That shit is really fucking sad. Like, I don't want to be included in everything. I don't need to be in every discussion. I don't need my name to come up when you speak about every fucking thing. I'm okay with that.
I love it when something's not my business.
Facts, like real shit. Like motherfuckers be like, oh, I had somebody come up to me like, hey man, I see you've been talking to different people. I think I want to get in the porn industry. Well, I could point you to niggas that know about that shit, but I don't know a fucking thing about it. So I can't help you. Yeah. Oh man, but you be talking to all these people. What the fuck that got to do with anything? I talk to these people. That don't mean I know what I'm learning. The same way when you hear them and they tell me shit, I'm learning. The same way you learn at the same time.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like,
yeah. Now, I remember even before I got in the industry, I remember I was at a convention and I followed someone before I even got in, and I knew who he was, right? So as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Hey, do you have a moment to talk? Like, I just want to pick your brain a little bit." Pause. You know what I mean? I just want to
Yeah, it
see.
definitely wasn't a pause moment, but keep going.
It wasn't how brain. God damn it! I lose this game every time. So
Facts.
Wait, what's the game?
it just became a game. Trust me.
Okay.
So anyways, what I thought was going to be a 5 minute conversation ended up being like an hour long conversation, right? And afterwards, I asked him, because we all get those people, how to get in the industry, how to do this, how to do that. And the big key, the thing that he said that stood out to me, he's like, "You asked me all the right questions. You didn't ask me, how can I fuck this girl or that girl or this girl or that girl?" He was like, "Your mind was more on the business and how to make money from it versus how to get your dick wet." So he's like, honestly, I thought it was going to be bullshit. He's like, because most people that talk to me is going to be a bullshit conversation. He's like, however, you were so enthralled in what I had going on and what I was talking about that now I dedicated this time for you in a sense without even realizing it, and that's one of the biggest keys that I look for when I have a mentee or something like that. What questions are you going to ask me? One of my mentees, I remember we were in Jersey and he was talking about all the shoots he had going to Jersey. And I remember asking him, "And then what next? Like, what's next?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I got this shoot." And I was like, "No, what's next? Like, what's next after you hit this goal, hit this pinnacle? What's next?" Because most people, when they get into any industry, they just see what's in front of them. They don't even think about the next step. They're so focused on what they got going on right this second, right this moment, that they're not even looking at 5, 10 years, 15 years down the road. They're looking at right here, right now. So that whole we hear it all the time, especially with rappers, and like now after they went broke, now they kind of revamped themselves, and now they're doing the more executive things or whatever the case may be. Versus when you had the infrastructure and you had the money, you could have been doing that the whole time. You could have been doing both things at the same time, making sure now that you're going to have that generational wealth and all that other stuff, and that infrastructure was going to be there, versus doing something out of desperation or necessity.
I'm having a conversation with somebody and he was asking me, how do you get into, I see you doing your thing with your podcast. How do you get into the podcasting world? So I'm like, well, what do you want to know? He was like, well, how do you monetize? And I'm like, all right, is your podcast, like, where is your podcast? He's like, oh, I don't have one yet. I'm just thinking about doing it. I'm like, so you don't even have a podcast. You don't have the idea of a podcast. You don't have no equipment or nothing. Your first thought is, how do I monetize it? So I'm like, do you even know what monetizing is? He was like, yeah, that's how you get paid. I'm like, but do you know how it works? No, I don't even know how monetizing works. That's why I'm trying to figure it out so I know if it's worth doing a podcast or not. So I was like, yeah, it's not worth it. Because you're just in the way at that point. Like, you just another motherfucker that think that you're going to be able to get on the mic. Mind you, in real life, this is one of the boringest people I've ever met in my fucking life. Like, real shit. Like, it's not like he one of them dudes where you sitting around him laughing or you learning some shit. Like, it's the motherfuckers where you just want to hear what the fuck they about to say next. Right. He is not that dude at all. So what the fuck is you really gonna get on the mic and talk about? You don't know much about sports. You don't know much about money. Like, what are you gonna really talk about? He's like, oh man, well, I'm gonna just figure out like what's the best topics and just talk about those.
But how? How you gonna know what's the
Exactly.
best
What's
topics?
the bet? What does that even mean?
Right.
Exactly. But these are the conversations that people have when you know they're not serious about what they even trying to do.
Right.
Like
When
how
it
the
comes
boy
to whatever
said
your star. That's
again,
it.
like how the guy said, you ask the right questions. Those questions let motherfuckers know where your brain is at. Point blank,
Yeah.
period. When all you focused on is porn, oh, I just want to be able to fuck bitches. Podcasting, I just want to make money. Rapping, I just want to be seen by everybody. Like it's work before you get to that point. Like you
Yeah.
gotta grind for that. Like
I know this girl. Since I've known her, she's always been. You have you ever met someone who's always talking about making money, right? Everything they
But
have
never
to
got no
do
money.
has to be. They have to make money, right? They're not going. I'm not doing nothing if I'm not making money, right?
they have no joy in their life.
But have you ever noticed those be the brokest motherfuckers on the face of the
Yeah, they
planet?
don't have no money.
Yeah.
Because they
Yes.
have no joy, they don't live inside their means, and they always fucked up. So to them, everything must be about money. That's why you
Right.
unhappy 23 hours out of your day.
And
They're
now
manifesting.
Facts.
and now I see she's trying to do events and this and that. Case in point, I'm gonna tell you how much about money she is, right? So she was throwing her birthday party. And I'm like, cool. She was throwing at some local bar, some little hole in the wall joint, right? I'm like, all right, cool. She was trying to charge people $50 per table for this bar. Like, and I went, I ain't paid no money, but I went. And I'm like, I would have been pissed if I would have paid $50 for this shit and was charging a cover at the door of a bar, not a lounge, not a club, a bar. A hole
Now, is this
in
a
the
bar that you
bar.
is it typically free to get into this bar?
Yes.
So that means you had to make this
Bar
shit
going.
over the top extravagant for motherfuckers to want to pay to get in at that point.
And it wasn't.
Wow.
Did the table come with a bottle?
No.
Right.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
What
No.
would you pay
Get the
for?
fuck out of here. Yeah. So basically you paying to sit down.
Yeah.
Have a
Pay
place
to
to
be
sit down, right?
inside.
Because
Get
in
the
her
fuck outta
mind,
here.
her name carries so much weight. It was gonna be wall to wall, packed out. You're gonna have to pay to sit down, type of shit. When I walked in, and the crazy thing is, the door girl, I knew the door girl, and so she happened to be on live. So she saw that I was on there. She's like, "Please come out." I was like, "Nah." She's like, "Please." I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Please." And then the girl got on, and then I was like, "Fuck." So I was like, all right, I'll be down there, right? So I gets down there, and it's empty. It's like the locals, the locals always gonna be there. So it's like the local people there, and then like I'm like, and y'all charging $5 to get into this shit? Like, but that made me know that her mindset is always on money, but you're always gonna lose because no, like no one's doing like if I say come to my birthday party, first of all, I'm gonna make sure it's someplace that you always gotta pay. So that's first and foremost. And I'm not gonna charge someone to come and hang out with me at a bar for my birthday. Like that's insane to me. That's
Yeah,
fucking.
it's a bit.
I just don't get it.
It was a thirsty money grab that went absolutely nowhere.
Oh, and she constantly
Yeah.
has these thirsty money grabs, constantly,
And
like,
and see,
and
see
no
the,
foundation.
I was about to say she's probably the person that keeps doing it, and so far, everybody who went to the first one said, "Oh, that shit ain't gonna be worth shit. I'm not going to another one." What people don't understand is, yep, the first party you do has to be at least halfway decent for somebody to come back and then bring somebody.
Right.
If the first one you do ain't worth shit and people show up, they just going to assume all the rest of them are the same fucking way.
And
what the
they
fuck
are.
am I going back
She's
for?
even had,
and then you keep doing them.
That's a scammer.
and she's even tried to throw content houses, and she's not even known in the industry like that, right? So she's trying to throw these content houses and trying to charge this elaborate fee because she went to a content house where she paid to be there. So she's thinking, you know, those people that say, if they could do it, I know I could do it.
Right.
And she can't do it. It's hilarious to me because they keep asking me to come, and or like she was like, yeah, come to, come, I'll have some girls ready to shoot the do. And I was like, I don't go to content houses unless I'm paid. They're not
What she
working.
say?
Scare the shit out of me. No thanks.
Yeah. So if she ever hits you out, Quinn, trust me, you'll know. And then you'll hit me up. I'll be like, yeah, abort mission. Because someone else commented on her shit. And I was like, bro, you don't even want to be a part of this shit. It's going to be a whole food bar. You don't want to be a part of this.
Well,
So with that said, we're going to take another little break. This is Whatever by Hektek. I have my lovely co-host, Kris. We're going to be on Oculus Radio. You can go ahead and download the app, or you can go to your browser history and type in Oculus Radio and pull up. We're going to have all these lovely shows, 24/7, music, all this other entertainment podcast going. So we'll be right back. So stay tuned. All right. So we're back right here, Whatever by Hektek. I have my lovely co-host, Kris, followed by Quinn and Raw. So, Quinn, since you're here, I had to come up with a whole slew of questions just for you.
Oh my goodness. I'm ready. Hit me.
I'm going to just come off the top of... Can I say dome? Raw, is dome okay, or is that pause moment?
You can say whatever the fuck you want, my nigga.
All right, so Quinn, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you started to go in a little bit when we, introduced you.
I'm an amateur porn star. I'm gonna stop saying aspiring amateur, because amateur means you're aspiring, right? Like, I hate when people say, they're like, I'm aspiring amateur.
That's like saying, go get me some chai tea, because chai means tea.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, so I've been doing that since I'm like brand new, fresh out the womb. Like, I just started in like May, really, June, and it's October almost. So I feel like tomorrow. I just started doing this. I started when I was in Oklahoma, and knowing that I was going to move back here to DC, and was like, I'm going to move to DC. Like, there's going to definitely be people there I can work with. Like, I'm sure it's going to be like happening. So I started when I was in Oklahoma, worked with a few people there. Didn't really make it to Dallas. That was like something I wanted to do, but then I had to move. So I just like couldn't do it. But I also do, in addition to that, I'm a software engineer. So I work 40 hours a week, full-time job. I work remote, so it works really well with this. Like, I can travel. I ended up having to travel, even though I thought DC was going to be like poppin'. It's not. There's definitely some people here. There's some great people I've worked with who are local. Alfonso Lays is in Richmond, which isn't too far. He's like a little bit south, but it's like close enough. There's some people. There's Tremor Mike is in Baltimore, I think. He's in Maryland. So there's like some people here, but it is not popping in that regard. So I definitely have to travel a little bit. I went to Vegas recently. I like just got back a few weeks ago. I've been to Atlanta. I'm going to go to Exotica DC. I might go up to New Jersey for like a day for Exotica.
So I would tell you, scrap DC.
But go to Jersey. I'm here.
I know. I knew that's what you're going to say, but you definitely got to go to Jersey for more than, I would say at least go Friday, Saturday.
I'm so tired of thinking about it. Yeah. But I also used to live in New York, so I'm always like, oh, I can go to New York anytime. No big deal. I'll hop on the train. And I like haven't been at all since I've been back here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to go to Orlando. I want to go to Miami. I would love to go somewhere in Texas, but I'm not sure where yet. Probably Dallas, I would do. And then Arizona has a bunch of people.
Phoenix definitely
Houston.
has a hidden gem in that area. There's a lot of
Yeah.
creators in that area.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I do a podcast. I have a podcast where I interview content creators, porn stars. Personally, I still feel like y'all both the same. Hektek gonna curse me out saying it. It is what the fuck it is. Um, I talk to a lot of people and they be like, "Oh, I don't want people to see me because I have a full-time job. So I don't want people to know I do it, but I want to make as much money as I can." How do you find a balance between, I guess, not wanting to be known and wanting to be known at the same time?
Here's the thing. Here's how I feel about it. Because I show my face. I don't use my real name. My real name is not Quinn, but I have tattoos. Like, you can tell who I am. Like, if you know me and you see me, you know it's me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have stickers with myself on it. Like, I'm not shy about like hiding who I am. But I would say my thing, especially because I do primarily interracial, which I ended up doing because that's how I live normally. And so when I started, that was just like who I started talking to, because I was like, this is who I would talk to. I work with white guys all day long. Like, I don't want to talk to them after work anymore. Like, I'm like, good, I'm good. So if you find my porn, like, you're not going to say anything to me about it, because that's going to tell me something about you that you probably don't want me to know. You probably don't want other people to know. And if you do tell me, like, okay, and like when it comes to my job, like, I work for a really cool company. I work in tech. Like, I don't work with kids. I'm not a public official. I'm not in this position where anybody at my job would give a shit. I spent Friday reaching out to companies that do talent testing, being like, hey, like, because I work for a consultancy, and I was like, hey, like, I work for this consultancy, like, we've done a lot of med tech, we've worked with like Fat Life, we've worked with Jacked, we've worked the company that owns Jacked and Scruff is called Perry Street. We worked with Perry Street. We almost worked with like a company Bella Thorne was trying to start. Like, we're not rude. Like, if you told my boss, if you told the CEO of my company that I do porn, he would be like, is she doing it during work? Then I don't care. Like,
right.
Can she like bring us business from it? Like,
I reached out to somebody. I reached out to somebody that works for fucking Wawa, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want people to know I do it, but you're on every social media site possible promoting it." And I just found it to be weird, because it's like, first of all, it's fucking Wawa. Like, I'm pretty sure it ain't that fucking big of a deal. Secondly, you want to make money from doing something, but you don't want people to know, but you want people to know. To me, that doesn't.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing some little feedback.
Yeah, their mic needed for some reason. Both of them.
I'm just seeing who it might be.
Okay. All right.
Is it me? I closed my door. There was some street noise. I live across the street from a hospital.
Oh, maybe. No, it's back again. Oh, I might say what you're gonna say, Raw.
Wawa.
Is that me? Is that me doing it?
Nah,
I know I was hearing it.
I was hearing it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, because I don't know.
It might be you.
I think it might
be
me. I don't know. I'm gonna go out and come back in and see.
All right. So Quinn, what made you get into it?
Oklahoma's really fucking boring. Like, honestly, Oklahoma's boring, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm 35. I don't have children. I'm not married. I, again, like, don't have a really public facing job where it could compromise anything. I feel like I'm the hottest I've ever looked in my life. Like, I'm lifting weights. I'm like very confident. I'm kind of like, it's hard to hurt my feelings, really. Like, I definitely have opinions, but like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. So I was like, I wonder if I could do this. Like, I also think I'd be like good at it. Like I have a good personality. Like I'm funny. I feel like I could get traction, and like I feel like people would want to work with me in this capacity. And it's also creative and like goofy. Like porn is so goofy. Like people don't realize that. Like the making, like it's just the whole thing is like when you think about it, it's just, you know, you're having this like professional interaction and then you're like putting someone's genitals in your mouth.
I think I think
agree.
that's the part that blows my mind the most. Like,
Hold on one second.
is it me?
No, it's you, Kris. I think.
It's me? Okay, I'll go out and come back in.
So
that
yeah,
like,
that's
windy sound. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was her because I heard it. I could hear that she was going out. So another thing that definitely blows my mind because it's like you're not shy about sucking 1,000 dicks, but you shy about people seeing your face. That shit is
No,
crazy.
I always tell people too, scared money don't make money. And like Quinn said to that fact, if you see my shit,
It is what the fuck it is. What's your
yeah,
boss gonna come
Exactly.
back and say, "Hey, I watched your porn"? What the
Like
fuck?
you're weird.
First of all, he
Telling me
can't
that.
come back. But that's the thing.
right.
He can't even say that to you any fucking way.
Yeah.
The only person who could say something like, so my sister knows, like all my friends know, all like you know, most of the people in my life are queer and like leftist and like very, you know, open to this stuff. The only person who might say something is like my parents, but I don't even know if they would. And it's also like I'm so
Yeah, I'm about to
old
say
that
you.
it's
If
like
you grown, like what the fuck do it matter?
like die Matt, like literally I've done everything you wanted. I like have this successful life. Like you could literally die mad about it. Like I what
100%.
So another question I wanted to ask: you said that you do bodybuilding. How do you
powerlifting, very different.
powerlifting?
That's why I'm
Okay,
not lean.
so I was about to say, how do you manage going crazy with those weights and still keeping like an actual girlish figure? Because a lot of power lifters or weightlifters, whichever one, a lot of them be so jacked that it's like they lose their titties, they lose their sense of
You're talking more
connecting.
so bodybuilders.
Yeah,
I've
bodybuilders.
seen
So
I've seen some chicks in the gym where they don't really consider themselves bodybuilders. They are like power lifters as well. And a lot of them, they just like super, just like crazy. Like,
yeah, so you they're on anabolic uh performance enhancing drugs. Like so I don't take those. And you can take them for bodybuilding. All bodybuilders take them, first of all. That's like not even, there's no natural
yeah.
bodybuilding. Not as many powerlifters take them now. What they call natural powerlifting or natty powerlifting, like raw powerlifting. Usually goes hand in hand with natty. So there are more powerlifters that don't take them, but there are some that do. And then people also go back and forth between bodybuilding and powerlifting. So, you know, you might start out as a bodybuilder and be taking anabolic steroids. And there are things that for women, when you start taking those things, they're like permanent changes to your body. Like if when your voice gets lower, like that doesn't go away when you stop taking them. Like that's forever.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you might stop taking them or you might keep taking them and then go to powerlifting. But it's also like it's a drug in that like you get addicted to feeling and looking a certain way and being able to recover easier, and like you're not as sore, you don't feel like shit all the time. Like there's like a mental aspect to it as well. So what I do is I don't take those.
I
But I'm
appreciate it.
also I'm also does my liver really appreciates it. But I'm also like very like evenly proportioned, and I'm not that tall. So
How tall are you?
I lost my breast. Like my breast used to be bigger. Like I had some fucking titties. I was like Kevin James with the big knockers. Like I had titties, man. So my breasts did get smaller, but they're still like, you know, if I had my bra size measured, I'd probably be like a 44C or something like that. And you're like, that's weird. Is she like fat with a flat chest or something. Like, and it's like, no, I'm just like, I just have like a wide back.
So are you part of the DC no bra movement as well?
Is that a
So
thing?
That is huge there.
Yeah, I thought, I didn't know it was a DC thing. I'm like, what is
Yes.
this?
That is definitely a
Let's just do
DC
that.
thing. Like, you go to DC, it's like nobody wears bras out there. Like,
Yeah, that's
that
very
shit
true.
blew my fucking mind. I had to hit my homie up. I'm like, yo, is this like what the fuck am I tripping? Is
Yeah.
this just, he's like, no, that is a thing. Like, everywhere you go,
Mhm.
and it don't matter how big their titties are, they're just not wearing
Yeah.
bras. Like, that shit is
Yep.
serious.
Yep.
And so, I was loving it out that motherfucker.
Right,
You
I might
know, summer's fun.
So Quinn, is
Go
there
ahead.
any projects that you're looking to get into, or you're still trying to just feel it out?
I'm feeling it out. I'm trying to I would like to work with people. So I've worked with like some bigger people already. And they were lovely. Like Alfonso Lays, who I mentioned, Black Star was like one of the first people I worked with. But it's a lot easier and a lot more comfortable for me to work with people who are kind of at the same level or a little bit above me. Like it's just more like accessible. I feel like it's just like easier to have a conversation, and like people who've been in the industry longer, like you can tell people get jaded. Like it definitely like wears people down. And so like there's kind of this very like just like
Definitely.
serious business mentality that isn't bad. Like it's good to like be serious and professional, and like yes, we're here to make money, and like this is a business, and like I'm not a swinger, you know, like I would just go to a swingers group if I just wanted to fuck a bunch of people. But it's just like it's easier, and you're just kind of like it's more likely you're going to be on the same page in terms of like what you want to do and like what your goals are. Like that person's going to have similar goals as you because you're sort of like closer in your like porn journey, if you want to call it that, career, whatever.
So I can kind of tell you why though. It's because it is so easy, especially for males, to get allegations and stuff thrown at them, and then all of a sudden now our money's not what it should be anymore. Because as soon as someone says of the opposite sex says this person does something, I always have a saying: no one cares about the truth; they just care who told the story first.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So if a person is kind of known for being a certain type of way, when
Straight
those
late.
things kind of happen, people are like, nah, I don't think so. Cause I've been around, but now if you notice, now the saying now is because they didn't treat you like that doesn't mean they didn't treat someone else like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's all these things to combat maybe just a general misunderstanding.
Yeah.
So
No,
I can tell you that's why.
I remember like the first person I ever worked with, it was Dirk Diggler, who I fucking love him. Like I have nothing but wonderful things to say about him. I'm so glad he like just like wanted to work with like some rando girl. But I was like after like a month later, I was like, you were really like, I was like thinking about it, and I was like we slept in like separate beds, and I was like, I kind of like wanted to keep like I like enjoyed my time with you and like wanted to keep fucking. And he was like, well, you have to like be more upfront and explicit about that, because I'm in a position where like I don't want to make and I don't want to do something that can make someone uncomfortable, because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, and two, like I want to keep doing this. And I was like,
see, I think that's one of the problems for like an average Joe like myself who don't really know about that life. To us, we look at it and it's just like, oh, Hektek just out here just fucking like.
That's
whereas though we don't know that it's like, nah, like it's not, you ain't just fucking, like it's a lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork, a lot of this, a lot of that. So me talking to Hektek, a lot of other people, that's one of the reasons myself and my co-host Savagely Humble wanted to start doing the show that we was doing, just to kind of learn some shit, see the difference in the business. I learned when I was young, when I was young, I wanted to be a porn star. And then I learned like it's too much for me. Like the start and stop alone, that right there didn't work for me. But then I found out, it's this. You got to have that. You got to do this. You got to talk to these people. You got to be in this type of environment. It's a lot to it. It's more of a business. So when people say it's just acting, I can see what people are saying at that point. To me, you ain't just acting like you in there going crazy, but it's not that. I mean, even down to some of the positions, it's like, man, ain't no way you enjoy doing that shit. Don't mean I didn't enjoy watching it, but ain't no way you actually enjoy doing that shit.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it was probably fun, but doesn't
Right.
you're not enjoying it the way you enjoy like regular sex with like your husband or wife or whatever.
Yeah, and there is times that you meet certain people and y'all chemistry is just on that
Yep.
level, so you could do a little bit more. Versus, I've been on set and not necessarily the male, but the female has everyone walking on eggshells. So now you're like more reserved, more conscious about what you're talking about, what you're saying, because you do have a lot of people too that would like take something that you say and use it out of context to try to then cancel you. Like me, if someone shows me receipts, I want to see everything. I don't just want to see the part that makes you look like
Facts.
you're the victim. I want to see everything. I want to so I can make my own conscious logical decision on the situation. And now we done even got to a point where we can't even ask questions anymore because that's shaming someone. And it's like, no, it's not. It's me asking what really happened because there's always 3 to 4 different sides to the story.
It's crazy knowing that the Me Too movement is even in porn. Like that is crazy.
Oh, it's worse. I mean, Quinn probably haven't because she's been in it a shorter time.
I've
But
done
bro,
any stuff.
it's
Yeah.
very PC in porn. Very PC. Case in point, Quinn could get on Twitter and Quinn could say, "Oh my God, I just want 3 hard dicks." Pause.
Okay,
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, you was referencing what she said, so I really wasn't gonna say nothing. But okay.
Right. So 3 hard dicks, and I just want them to just fill all my holes and da 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 da. Right now, I can say, "Oh my God, I just wish I had a woman on my face." Blah blah. Quinn's reaction, people responding to her, is gonna be like, "Yeah, me, girl, go ahead, sexual liberation, da da da, whatever." Me, they gonna be like, "Ew, yuck." I can't believe you said that. Like, and I'm like, but we're in the same business. Aren't we both talking about sex? Aren't we both advertising what we want done or what we want to do, XYZ? But her reaction, people reacting to her is going to be different than me. Like, I remember my
I feel like
first
you get some
convention.
horny women in your replies, though. I feel like you would.
You
There
think
might be a
so?
couple of yeah, I think so.
My DMs are dry as fucking the Sahara.
No.
Yeah. Because also too, you can send me whatever you want. Also too, I think because I set such a precedent in me, people don't handle me any type of way. They know they have to come at me. Okay, pause.
There you go.
People know they can't, just do whatever. They have to come to me. Even like I have a girl who's like, "Oh my God, I have the biggest crush on you, but I just didn't know because you're so rigid and so, to the point." And I'm like, I'm really not. However, on social media, I have to be. I have to be this way because you give someone an inch, they want to go around the globe. So I have to kind of stop that in its tracks.
For sure.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact.
All right. So I want to ask the ladies, does a man have to make a certain amount to date you?
No.
So y'all okay with bums?
No, I ain't saying I'm right now.
More
I ain't
than
saying I'm right
zero. How
now.
about that?
Now,
More than zero.
what do you consider a bum though? That's the question.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, an unmotivated nigga is worse than a broke nigga. Period. That's just what it is. He can be broke and he still be motivated, ambitious, and he has the opportunity to go out there and get it. But an unmotivated nigga, he gonna sit at your house and smoke your weed, play your game, run up your bill, and no.
Drive your car, drop you off at work, and go
He
back.
late to picking you up. No, doing all that.
You gotta do something.
Something.
So the reason I asked that question is I often hear a lot of women saying, a man, like I heard one girl say, the type of dude she wants has to make 10 bands a month. And I'm like,
is he selling drugs? Like, how?
He's selling drugs?
Either that or he got a great fucking job.
Great job, right? So when she said this, I was like, are you making 10 bands a month? And she's like, no. And I was like,
are you making 10 bands in 2 months?
Right.
Are you at least doing that?
Right. So I was like, so if a dude coming and he's making a solid 4 bands a month, you gonna turn this dude away? Dude's making legit money. I'm not talking about on the corner, none of that. I'm talking about legit money, what he's making. You're telling me someone making $48,000 to $54,000 a year, you're gonna turn that person away, but you're not even making a quarter of what this person's making?
Right.
And I hear this all the time. I remember when I was on this dating app, I remember a girl was like, she was asking me stuff about me, right? So she's like, you got a car? I was like, yeah. She's like, you got your own place? I'm like, yeah. At this time I was living in South Tampa. I was like, I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath by myself. You know what I mean? She was like, okay, cool. She's like, you got a job? And I was like, no. And instantly she was like, oh, hell no. I ain't gonna take care of no man. I can't take care of no man with the woo. And I was like, hold up, pause. I live in an apartment. There's no way I could live in an apartment and not pay for it, right? Her not knowing that I was a full-time student at the time, so I had all these grants and all this other stuff that just paid for itself, right? So when I turned around and I was like, do you have a car? She's like, oh, well, I just got in an accident like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, you got your own spot? She's like, I live with my parents. I'm like, you got a job? I just got fired from McDonald's. I was like, so how the fuck you gonna ask me what I got and you don't even have a quarter of what I have? Like the audacity to you wanting me to have more than you can provide for yourself was insane.
Because in her mind, you were going to eventually provide it for her.
Oh, she got that all fucked up. If you don't listen, everyone that's with me got to have a job or position. You see what I'm saying?
If women think like that, if women ask those certain questions and they give off that certain vibe, it's because in their mind, they're thinking, okay, then I'm going to have him provide it for me. I can't provide it for myself. So I'm going to have somebody else provide it for me. You know what I'm saying? Her parents, you, another man. That's how they think. So that's just the world we live in today, unfortunately.
So how do you feel that?
What do you mean? How do I feel? What? That's the world we live in?
Yeah, like how do you feel about that?
I mean, okay, it sucks, right? It sucks. I'm 30 and it sucks because most men will look at you and automatically think that you're that way because they've dealt with somebody been that way. You know what I'm saying? So that gives them already off-putting. But the thing is, women aren't the way, unfortunately, and I'm a woman, I can say this. We're not the way we used to be. They want to say that there's not a lot of good men out here that don't want to work, but a woman don't want to work. She don't even want to work. She don't even if she don't want to work, she don't want to sit at home and clean up. She don't want to cook. She don't want to do nothing. She just want to just, what are you good for? I'm not, no. So a man feels the same way. And just like we feel that way about certain men, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we have this group of people, men and women alike, that do that go all around and don't want to do stuff, and I don't know if blame it on their parents, blame it on them. Who do we blame it on? I don't know. I just know
ultimately, if you don't want nothing out of life, the ultimate blame is on yourself.
Yes, yes, yes. But maybe they weren't taught that way. You know, my mom used to tell me that you can't treat every person the same because every person wasn't brought up the same, right? I can't expect someone to know how to mop and sweep if they've never been taught that. And I can't, I can't blame them for that. Now, if
That's
they were
facts.
given the opportunity to be taught and they just threw that shit away, then I could blame them eventually. Like now, you know, as you get older, as I'm getting older, I start to realize, okay, I can't blame somebody for that. I gotta start taking responsibility. I gotta start taking accountability for what I'm going through or what I put myself through, right?
Yeah.
I can't blame nobody else. So yeah, I'm learning that. But some people, 35, 40, they haven't learned it yet. They haven't learned it yet. And they're still blaming everybody else and doing whatever they want to do.
And I think you said the biggest thing, accountability, because I think ultimately that's what it boils down to is someone accepting the accountability. Listen, if I'm a ain't shit man or I can't keep a job, I can't keep blaming all these jobs that I then got fired from because eventually it ain't the jobs. It has to be me.
Right. But you
It
notice
has
that
to
the
be me.
person that's like that is always blaming the job. Always.
Always.
It never fails. It's like
A
they have an
job or somebody else, because it's never their fault.
If
Right.
everyone's an asshole, you're the asshole.
Yeah.
So I remember when I used to work in strip clubs, and I remember at one point all these strippers just wanted to date me, and I was like, why the fuck all these strippers just want to date me, right? So I had to accept the accountability that if I'm in the strip club, this is what I'm going to be more susceptible to, right? So I had to figure out why I was attracting nothing but strippers. And I think I didn't really figure it out. I just really stopped going to strip clubs. Ultimately, I go every now and again, but
Well, I
really
want to know why.
I don't know why. I have no idea. But I think once I became self-aware of it, it corrected itself.
Yeah, you changed it.
So you was
I don't know
upset
why.
that strippers wanted to date you? I'm confused.
Me too.
If you really want to know, strippers ain't making the money that they want to claim they make it. And a lot of them don't have cars.
Every fucking body knows that. That's why
Yeah.
a lot of you strippers need to humble yourself because niggas know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like real
don't
shit.
have cars, don't have apartments,
Exactly.
living out of hotels.
Even 90% of these so-called Instagram models that everybody think is so bad, they be the bummest motherfuckers on the planet. They just happen to
Nastiest
take some good
bathrooms.
pictures. They just happen to take a couple good pictures, and now y'all going crazy over them.
100%. So I didn't want that. Like, not they're fun to play with, of course. You know what I mean? But longevity, I had to also realize as I was getting older, I needed an asset, not a liability.
Okay.
So if you're not adding something to my life that's positive, you're taking more, I'm good.
But you also got to remember some people's assets aren't, some people don't believe that they're what you consider an asset is what they consider an asset. So to some people, to some women, they believe like just me being in your presence, that's a good enough asset for you to take care of me. Some dudes believe I'm gonna fuck you good enough that's a good enough asset for you to take care of me.
We clearly have a bunch of homosexuals that think that way, and they do.
Facts.
I know,
just like some dudes,
a bunch of homosexuals get their trash bag full of clothes and bounce from house to house.
Facts. Like when you ain't got nothing of your own, you can't expect or ask anybody to bring anything to the table. You don't even have a table to bring this shit to, but you expect motherfuckers to bring shit to the table. What table?
Even if you had a stool, I'm okay with you having a stool and maybe not a whole table. Because maybe that's where you started out at, right?
You ain't got nowhere to sit at. You just standing there. The fuck?
So I'm okay with that. But to have no furniture whatsoever and think I'm supposed to furnish everything,
yeah,
you got life all the way fucked up.
Because you the man. You were supposed to take care of a woman and all of that. Here's what I don't understand, right? It's a whole
I feel you about to say on what I'm thinking about. Go ahead.
The woman empowerment movement. Y'all got all y'all own money. Y'all got all y'all schooling. Y'all got everything going on for you. And you don't need a man. But yet you want a man to do more than you do because you refuse to take care of a man. So my thing is, if you want to take on a man's role, fully take on that role. Take care of the, find you a dude that you can help build up. Because for all these women that keep saying that dudes won't build women up, that's a fucking lie. We can see that throughout the course of history that men have built up women. So we're not going to use that as a fucking excuse. But a lot of women believe now that I have those masculine tendencies. Then be masculine the whole fucking way. Don't be halfway masculine. Go the full mile with that shit. Find you a dude that you could build up. Find you a dude that you could take care of. Shit, that motherfucker probably cook his ass off. Make him a stay-at-home fucking dad.
And some dudes are okay with that.
Sounds so perfect.
Real shit.
Listen, I'm not. I agree with you. I agree with y'all, right? I'm not above building up a man, but like I said in the beginning or a while ago, you know, I'm not for an unmotivated person. If I'm motivating you every day, eventually I'm gonna just stop talking. Eventually I'm gonna just
because you're depleted at that time, and that's what people don't realize about relationships or whatever. If I'm pouring into you, you have to then also pour into me, and vice versa. If I'm only solely just pouring into you, I'm gonna be empty.
And you pouring back don't actually have to be monetarily. You could pour back in so many other ways, but people just feel like if it's not money, then you're not helping. That is not fucking true. I had a conversation with somebody, and she was saying how she makes more money, and if she was to have a baby with a dude, she got to go back to work in 3 months, and he feels like he want to take off for a year because mentally he's fucked up a little bit, and she felt like that was a problem. I'm like, well, think about it. While that's 1 year of daycare you don't have to worry about right there. That's a lot of money saved.
A lot of money.
Secondly, you always know where he at because he got to be with that fucking baby. So you ain't got to search for this motherfucker. 9 out of 10, he's home. So therefore, he's cooking. If you home, and I've been there before, if you home and you bored, you start cleaning shit that ain't even fucking dirty. Like you, because you ain't got shit the fuck else to do. Real shit. Like it's been times where my wife came home one day and I literally scrubbed the floors. Not like went and got a scrubber. I'm talking about like a scrubber. I'm on my knees scrubbing the fuck out the floor. She looking like, what the fuck is you doing? I'm like, I wanted to clean the floor. Like I wanted to clean.
Dirty.
Like exactly. To me, I didn't like I wanted it clean. And she like, yo, now mind you, I saved us like a good $1,500 having somebody come in and try to super clean this motherfucker, restain and all that. I just saved us a bunch of bread. He could be doing that same shit. But in your mind, oh, he's home, he's the man, he's supposed to be doing it. But there's so many other ways outside of money that people just got to stop focusing on. It got to be about money.
Like I said, the person that, and Quentin, you could go next. The person that is always about money, just always just seems so broke to me all the goddamn time. You know, I don't need a woman for money. I really don't. I live by myself, maintain myself. I'm good. I need a woman to help me where I feel I lack at, right? So if I'm not good financially, I need a chick that's good with money. Right. So she can be like, hey, you don't need to buy this. Instead of buying this, invest that into this. So once this gets to fruition or once this pops off, then you could go ahead and buy that. Like I love the Killer Mike story so much because Killer Mike wanted to buy a brand new like McLaren, right? $200,000 car. His wife was like, babe, why you want to buy this car? Let's go buy these apartment complexes down here. Let's invest in this. Woo-de-woo. So they bought the apartment complex. Now the apartment complex is a multi-million-dollar business on itself. Then he went to go buy the goddamn McLaren.
Exactly. Yeah. Let that money you was going to spend make some money, and then you buy off the money you made.
Right.
Yeah. While you still got money coming in.
Right. Quinn, what were you going to say, love?
I was going to say, if you want to be in a relationship that has traditional gender roles, however that looks, you know, whatever, gay, straight, whatever, woman being the woman, man being the man, vice versa, you have to play your role because it's not a one-person show. Like, I think what y'all are getting at is that, like, you have to you can't carry it all yourself. You have to share the load. And that looks like a lot of different things. Like, it just doesn't look like one thing.
People forget.
And that's when
you forget at that time, the wife wasn't leaving the house. She was home working all fucking day in the house. When he came home, she still was working.
Right.
Like she worked more than that motherfucker.
Boundaries.
She worked more than the motherfucker that went to work.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's true. I think then you gotta just find a person that you both agree on that, right? So if your traditional role is okay, the man works and the woman stays home, or the woman stays home and the man works, then you need to find someone that you share that with, that share that same opinion, and then that's how a good relationship will work, you know?
How do y'all feel about women saying, oh, hell no, we ain't going 50-50 on bills and all this other stuff?
You can't
If
live with
she's
me.
working, they need to go 50-50.
Is she doing something else? Like, is there something that's like worth that amount that you know what I mean? Like, can you, like you were saying, Rob, like provide something else of value? Like,
but what if both people are working, both people are contributing to the household, both people are doing what they need to do, but when it comes to bill time, she wants to keep her money and his money goes all to the bills.
Can't
sounds like a
live with me.
shitty roommate. Like, don't be a shitty roommate.
Yes, she needs to go. She needs to go. What is she there for?
That's a fact.
She giving them pussy.
I could go buy some of that.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Sounds
saying?
like a shitty roommate.
Motherfucker selling that shit by the pound. Fuck is you talking about?
Bro, yes.
And then leave in the afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I ain't got to deal with the stress. I can still sleep by myself every night. I ain't got to listen to you snore. None of that shit. Like, yeah.
100%. Now, I just find it crazy that some people are pushing that they want the traditional lifestyle, right?
But it's the
when it pertains to
untraditional
them.
ones. It's the untraditional chicks that's pushing it, though. That's the crazy part.
And it's
so?
traditional is different for everybody.
It's
I
the
think
ones that the
Go
ones
ahead,
that
Ron.
want to be in the street is the ones that want to be in the street, want to be seen, want to be noticed, want to have all this fame and attention. Those are the ones that push that I need a traditional relationship, but you're not a traditional person.
Right.
Like, how can you want something traditional when you're not it? Like, you have to be a traditional person. You can't tell me that, oh, yeah, you should pay my bills, but you should be okay with me being in the club every week. You blowing all the fucking money.
Bro, like crazy.
Like, I'm going to work so you could go
Support
hang
your
out.
habit.
Yeah, like, how the fuck does that benefit me at all? Oh, but you get to be with me. Motherfucker, it's 1,000 yous out there. The fuck is you talking about?
That will contribute better. You know what I'm saying? Traditional for me is different for everybody else. I mean, initially we have the same ideal, right? Man goes to work, woman stays home, takes care of the kids, cooks the food. Man comes home to cook the meal, blah, 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 right? Yeah. But the problem comes in when, like you said, people don't, non-traditional women don't know how to be traditional or know what traditional is, right? I had an auntie and an uncle one time, right? And they both work. But he would use his money for bills and she would save her money, right? For retirement, for furniture, for their grandbabies. That's how they did that. And that was a traditional way that they grew up on. You know, they grew up back in the 70s and 80s and shit. So that's how they looked at it. But she didn't just go spend her money on whatever and just get her nails done. No, it didn't work like that. When Christmas time came, hey, she was already locked in. You know what I'm saying? And that it worked for them. It worked for them for 15 years.
And I think that's the problem. I don't care. Like me, I've always, if I'm in a relationship, I've always taken care of the big bills. I'm good with that, right? You take care of the little bullshit lights, cable, all that little bullshit, right?
Hey man, ain't nothing bullshit about the light bill no more, player.
Depending
on where you live at, shit.
Especially for podcasting, I'm sure.
Right now, I live by myself. And I'm barely home, and my light bill was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. But the problem is they want to use all the other person's money, and my money I keep to myself, and I do what I want, when I want, how I want, and that's just no, that's not how it's rocking.
Somebody told me that they want this type of relationship, right? But they also don't believe that men should get like a Valentine's Day gift. They shouldn't get like shit for Christmas. Like on your birthday, you get shit, but that's pretty much it. Like you shouldn't act like a man shouldn't ask for shit. Like even if like let's say I'm fucked up, I need to go to the barbershop. I don't feel like stopping or something like that or whatever. Babe, give me $50 real quick. Oh, well, why would you ask your wife for money? It's like, what kind of, first of all, I shouldn't have to ask you for a motherfucking thing. If I tell my wife right now, yo, I need $50, she's gonna be like, all right, here. Like it shouldn't be a fucking question. Like it shouldn't even be a fucking question. Like, why are we having a debate? At the end of the day, my money is your money is my money. Point blank, period. We in this together, not I'm here for us, but you just here.
Right.
That shit don't work that way.
And Quinn, I saw your eyes with that happen. No Valentine's Day gift for the man and none of that. Like, yo.
Create a man who like murders his whole family. Like that's so
yo. Yo, you'd be surprised how many women actually believe that. They really do believe that. Like, if a man is asking for a gift, then he's what do they call it? Man?
He's
that's not the
man.
word. What the fuck is the word that they use now for dudes? It's not spicy, sassy. If a dude want a gift, he's sassy. If a dude talk back to a chick, he's sassy. If a dude hang up on a chick, he's sassy. Like get the fuck, we can't do shit now without us being fucking. We sassy. Either on me as men, we either sassy, we straight up gay, or we fucking what do you call it? God damn it. Toxic masculinity. Yeah. Like that's the only 3 terms for men now. Like that shit is fucking ridiculous. Like we can't say shit, do shit. We can't, if we breathe too hard, your intentions was fucked up. Your toxic masculinity is showing. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And it's like if a guy can't be sassy, if he can't be gay, then he's gonna be toxic. Like what do you want?
But what exactly is toxic masculinity? Like let's be real. What exactly is that?
I don't know, because I'm pretty toxic myself.
I mean, listen, everybody can be toxic.
If you show any form of masculinity at all, it's considered toxic masculinity, which is crazy because you want a masculine man, but you don't want him to be masculine. How the fuck is that even possible?
But then on the flip side, saying how men are not, they're showing too much feminine energy now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can't.
You can't have it both ways.
Just like the chick that was going around slapping dudes in the face, twerking on them, and telling them how they toxic masculinity is fucked up and they shouldn't be this, they shouldn't be that. So, and mind you, she blew up on social media from this shit. Go girl, you doing it, you got them. Like she's literally slapping dudes in the fucking face. And dudes is like, man, I'm not gonna hit her back. It is what the fuck it is. Now here's the thing. She said something to some dude, and a dude threw a rock at her and busted her in the face with a rock. And she was upset because no dude came to her defense. Why the fuck would they come to your defense at that? No, that was real.
It was real.
I thought it came out that she like lied about it and didn't actually get hit with a brick.
No, she actually got hit. She actually did get hit, but she was upset because nobody came to her defense. But you already set the precedence that you was too masculine yourself. So what the fuck would be my if somebody punched Hektek in the face and Hektek don't hit that dude back, what the fuck am I supposed to do? He a grown ass man. Like you walking around here like you a grown ass man, you gonna get grown man problems. It is what the fuck it is. Like,
so we have uncovered absolutely nothing because
oh shit.
I'm very stoned.
This is one of those things that I think about all the time, and I don't feel like it's ever going to be. I feel this is one of the problems, and then we're going to end on this note. I feel when there's a problem, we overcorrect, whether it's to the far left or the far right.
We just
super overcorrect. And I feel that's what's happening right now is we overcorrected with the Me Too movement, the toxic masculinity, the traditional versus untraditional roles, that now shit's just so out of whack that it's just a free for all at this point. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't know what's going to help correct it. I think shit naturally corrects itself, but how long is it going to be like this? Because I can't be said to have toxic masculinity because I feel like this is the way I should be able to move. But now that's bad. I can't move like that anymore. Now, mind you, once people get older, they're kind of set in their ways. And it's hard to change someone's mentality and the way they move if they've been doing something all their life. Not saying that it can't happen, because you could change someone who's racist into someone who's accepted. I think they always somewhat be racist, but they're now more accepting of other races. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, Quinn, I have you start off. Tell the fans and everybody where they could find you at, what you got going on. Talk your shit about yourself.
Oh my goodness. So I'm Quinn Marie on all of the socials, Quinn Marie XO, or Quinn the Pawg on Pornhub and X videos. I'm on OnlyFans, I'm on X videos, or not X videos, ManyVids. I'm starting a Fansly soon. If you're in the industry, I just created an XBiz profile, so you can find me on there. I'm also on Twitter, which I try to use for like work stuff, not fan stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I have a ton of really, really fun Halloween content coming out in October that I'm so fucking excited about. It is the month for masked creators, in my opinion. I'm like, oh, you want to wear a mask? You want to wear a mask? So yeah, definitely check me out.
Raw, go ahead.
I be your boy Raw Asas again. Make sure you check me out, myself and my co-host, my twin of them. It's a Savagely Raw morning show every morning right here on Opulence Radio. Check out the podcast, All on the Table podcast. It's fucking everywhere. This dude is on like mad fucking shows. Like he's not even a guest on my show anymore. He's fucking hectic at this fucking point. You know what I'm saying? Pause. That didn't sound right. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Make sure you are tuned in 24 hours to this app, man. It is Black owned. We doing what the fuck we doing. We grinding from the fucking muscle. So show us some love. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend to tell a friend that we in a motherfucking building. You know what I mean?
To my sexy co-host, go ahead and talk your shit.
Well, guys, I'm just a single mom that just loves doing stuff. I go to work every day. I come home, I take care of my kid, and I really don't do much. I'm not even on social media like that. But y'all can find me.
Hey, you know what? That's actually a good fucking thing, for real, for real.
I hear you.
I am on Twitter and on Facebook. It's Kris the Beautiful. But I seen my friend seen his post and sent me the email. She knows I've been trying to do something like different. I've been on a couple of podcasts before, but nothing like. Listen, it was like reading a book. Okay, I read the book of Alice in the Wonderland, and that's really all I did. So it's really just like a book reading. So I just like doing stuff like this every now and again, and just finding new hobbies. So I'm happy to start this. I'm happy to learn new things. Quinn the Pawg, I'm definitely gonna check you out in Raw Asas, as you said.
Just say Raw. Just say Raw. Everybody be murdering the shit out of my name. Just say Raw. That's cool.
I like the way you say it though. Like, you know, I thought it was raw ass. Like, no pause. But yeah, I'm happy to hopefully get, you know, more content with you guys and learning more about the business.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah. All right. And here's your boy Hektek from Hektek Desires with Whatever By Hektek now on Opulence Radio. I'm pumping out the content. Pause. That was a good one, right? I caught that one. Good.
You didn't have No. When you said I caught that one, that was a pause moment.
What
What you said
not
before that was
not
good.
the pumping before.
It's crazy because you'll say something that's not a pause moment and then fuck it up by saying a
I
pause
say
moment.
something, yeah.
So I'll be on Opulus Radio as well. Download the app, like Ross said. It is black owned. It's
So let me ask you a question. If they listening to this on Opulus, they already got the app.
well, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, keep it going. Keep blessing us because, like I said, there is a lot of creators coming onto this platform now that's doing their thing. Everyone's been picked or contacted for their own, attributes to contribute to this app. When Raw hit me up, it didn't even take me, I don't think, 5 seconds before I was like, yeah, bet I'm in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I do like creating
we
things
knew
from the
what
ground up.
we knew exactly what we was gonna get from reaching out to you. So, and we definitely, you was talked about for quite a while, and it was like, all right, we definitely need this nigga in the mix for sure.
Yeah, so I'm very appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of all my guests that I've had so far. I am definitely working my ass off, pause, on getting the content that I need because we're launching. Well, we'll probably be launched by this, but our goal is to launch by November 1st. So check us out. All my social media, you could Google me, Hectic Desires. I'm on Pornhub, all that other shit too. Twitter, fucking IG's official Hectic Desires. I got a couple other projects, Dry Bone, Scumbag U, which I'm very proud of as well. So yeah, just check us out and keep it going. All right, peace.